So, today we're going to start with cleaning because you don't want this. No. You want this because we're not trying to go back into this ever again. Follow me.
All right. Before we even touch those pistons, we got to make sure we knock out these old freeze plugs. These freeze plugs are super old, rusty, dusty, crusty, whatever these kids are saying these days. So then we put in these new freeze plugs, make sure that we are good to go, all sealed up around it. We're good to go with the block. Next, we go to the pistons and make sure that we clean those off, and also make sure we look at those piston rings as well to see that everything's good to go. Now after that, this is where we set up the most tedious part. We put the bearings in, put the crank in, and then we'll put the plastic gauge over the journals to make sure that we have the correct clearances. And I'll explain that here in a second.
Well, moment of truth. We have plastic gauge. Cut these in little strips, put them on the journals, and we're gonna measure, or we're gonna put the caps on, measure, and make sure that we are in tolerance. When it smushes, it'll smush to one of these thicknesses, and we'll know what the crank is measuring out at.
To be honest, the most tedious part about this entire process is the fact that you have to not only clean, polish, you also have to put everything on, tighten it all the way up to spec, torque it to spec, and then break it loose just to check to make sure that it's smushed to the thickness that you want. And if it doesn't, then you got to try different bearings. Go undersize, go oversize, whatever the case may be. So if you're trying this part, definitely take your time.
Hopefully it'll focus. Right on the money. So if you go to 003, it's a little bit smaller. So like I said, it's right on the money at 002. So looks like we're good.
I don't think you guys understand how happy that makes me, because this is motor number 3 and we have had plenty of issues, even with this engine as well. Like I said, motor number 3. And to know that this finally, I wasn't even going to go down this far down the rabbit hole. Wasn't even going to go this far down the rabbit hole. But we ended up having a bolt stuck in it, in the crank, whenever the motor was literally almost finished, this close to being finished, and the bolt broke off in the crank, so had to take everything apart, and here we are today. But knowing that we are here, all the bearings are measuring correctly, that is a great sign, a great feeling, a great sense of achievement. So like, comment, subscribe, by the way. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see this thing get in the Monte Carlo soon, very soon, and have that Aces EFI on it, singing in that cam. Like, comment, subscribe. So we're going to put the crank, or take the crank back out, clean it up, get all this stuff off of it, put some assembly lube in, and check in play. Let me show you something else that I found. Look, you're there. How did that happen? Don't know. But now we have to change cam bearings. Great. Yo, what's up? It's your boy PA now, back into the shop, and hopefully we are finally closing this whole thing up. It has been a couple of days. I've had a couple of things I had to do. However, I have not stopped coming out here checking bearing clearances and stuff like that. I have went through three brands of bearings. I went through Sealed Power, went through Kings Racing, went through Clevite, and actually 4 Engine Works. And it seems like the Sealed Power bearings are the ones that are giving us the 2 thou that we need. Also, the old bearings were giving us that 2 thou as well. So that's what was throwing me off a bit, and I didn't want to throw the old bearings back in. So, like I said, Sealed Power ones are giving me around the 2 thou that we need. And yeah, we're going to start throwing these in. Hopefully get this full rotating assembly in so that way we can put the oil windage tray back in, put the oil pan on, put this at top dead center for number 1 piston, and we are going to put the cam in. After that, it's bolting the heads up and hopefully putting this thing all together, buttoning her up. So, gonna put it back on time lapse because this is a bit boring, but I did show, like I said, this bearing showing 2 thou. So, time lapse and everything, and I'll try to explain some of this stuff as well. So take it easy, take a seat, eat some popcorn, all that good stuff.
All right, now we got everything going back together. And one of the smartest investments you can get is one of these books that I have over here to the right. Make sure that all your stuff is correct. I know everyone's uncles, brothers, cousins has built a small block Chevy, but it's always nice to have that book around to make sure you got your stuff correct. Now that we got all the bearings in and the end caps in, next will be the pistons, and that's pretty straightforward. Make sure you lube those cylinder walls. You don't want it going in dry. One of the smartest things also is to make sure that all of the piston ring orientations are correct. One thing you don't want them is overlapping each other or lying straight up with each other. That will cause a bad day. Blow by city. So now that we've got the bottom end done, we're going to make sure that we get that oil pan gasket on, oil pan on. Now we've got the best part, the camshaft. Camshaft goes in. We make sure we put that cam plate on as well. Cam gear, cam plate. And then we make sure that it's at top dead center. Then we'll start building out from there. Next we'll have the head gasket. Our Edelbrock heads will go on. And this motor will start finishing itself out and starting to look good. Timing cover goes on. All of the parts that I got from this stuff is from Amazon or Summit. I'll leave a link in the description of everything that I've used. If you don't mind, definitely click on that link so that way your boy can get a couple coins because we're doing this for you guys. I will say I had a big issue with the oil pan gasket. I had to get a couple. Make sure you got the correct one. So with putting in these lifters and also these heads and these push rods, make sure you put some assembly lube on everything. You don't want anything going in dry. Make sure you got everything lined up before you press down on it. and then just go to town. Follow that book for the torque specs. Follow the book. Well, it's been a couple of days, and it is now complete. It is now a full long block. Went from a short block, or went from a bare block, no crank in it at all, no rods in it at all, and it is now a long block, and it looks amazing. Like, I cannot wait to finally get this thing in the car, and it'll have the chop that it deserves, the lope that it deserves. I just can't wait. ARP head bolts, Edelbrock everything. Like, this thing is gonna sound good. And of course, the belle of the ball, the Asus EFI system. Like, I cannot wait to actually like see what this thing is like and see what it can do. And I may possibly be going forced induction with a supercharger. So, like to see how that keeps up with that as well. But this is what we got. This is what we got. This has taken months, a lot of prep, a lot of planning, a lot of engines. Like I said, this is engine number 3, all because of this. Like, it's ridiculous. All because this bolt for in there broke, snapped. It's been wild, but I cannot wait until get this thing running, driving. I'm gonna try and start it on the stand to see if there's any leaks, anything crazy, and yeah. So stay tuned. Next episode, or hopefully the next episode, should be hooking up this EFI system and then trying to figure out how to get it to run on the stand. I also need to adjust the valves. They're just kind of hand tight right now. I just wanted to see how it looked as a full dress. Well, it doesn't have alternator and stuff on there, but just wanted to see how it looked all together. So if you like what you've seen, you know what I mean, definitely smash that like button, that subscribe button. That definitely helps me out as well. And cop some merch. Like, what are you doing? theshopxpa.com. That is theshopxpa.com. Put it on the screen, put it in your face. But no, anyone can do this. I'm mechanically inclined, but I'm not. This is the first small block engine I've ever done from bottom to top. So definitely interested to see how this thing starts up. If it starts up, I don't know. Definitely gonna see. Once again, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, share it. I know it's a small block Chevy, but like I said, it helps. And trying to make it to 1,000. I think we're at 965 right now. I'm trying to hit that 1K mark by March. So appreciate everybody that has come to help me out. Skeeter, Billy Bill. Appreciate the whole Tampa community that has helped me out with not only this, but also with the podcast stuff. And if you haven't seen any of the podcast stuff,
definitely check it out. It's still on this YouTube channel. Don't have to go far for it. It's still here. So check out the podcast stuff. I did that with Billy from Billy Built. Super nice Z32, super clean Mark III Supra, and has a CRX and a BRZ FRS, whatever he, her, she, him, whatever it is these days. But yeah, and then like I said, I did it with Skeeter as well. And then there is one on the way with Full Detail Automotive. So a lot of good stuff coming in 2025. This is going to be one of them. This is going to be one. So appreciate it. It's your boy PA. You're not leaving the shop. Peace. Make good choices. See ya.